Welcome back, ODHtv, Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. And I want to talk about something I have been waiting for it to happen. And that is a real one-on-one scene with Marvin and Joyce. And we finally got that in Season 4, Episode 5. And for me, man, did they deliver. In the past seasons, including this season, Rock has had multiple scenes with Joyce, Lou has had multiple scenes with Joyce, Kanan has also had multiple scenes with Grandma.
Thank you, baby.
And the actors that played Marvin, Rock, Lou, Joyce, and Kanan are so good that they were able to let these characters just build up who Joyce was without using cheat codes such as flashbacks. We were able to learn who she was just through conversation. In other words, they didn't try to solidify anything in our minds by showing us flashbacks of, a young Rock, Lou, and Marvin being, tortured by their mother, or showing the father taking himself out, so that if a character started to move in a different direction, we wouldn't be 100% sure which way it was going. You might think you know, but then in the back of your mind, you're also saying, well, people can change when faced with a tragedy or a life-changing situation. But that brings me to Season 4, Episode 1, when Kanan had to do his book report and Marvin and Lou had conversations with him explaining to them what happened in the past and how they had to deal with everything. Most mothers know their kids. They know how they move, how they think, how they're going to react to situations. And it was evident in Season 4, Episode 4, when Rock was having a conversation with Joyce, and Rock told her that when her father took himself out, she was the one that had to handle things. But she gave Rock the flip side to that coin.
Ask Marvin, he'll tell you he handled everything. Or talk to Lou, he'll say he was all alone.
And her knowing her children like she knew them helped her to manipulate them through the seasons. Even the way she was able to just say a few things that enabled her to get money out of Rock and Lou. She knew what buttons to push. Which brings us to this last episode, Episode 5, and how she manipulated Marvin. What she tried to do is referred to as gaslighting. I know you hear this term a lot of times it's used wrong. What it really means is she tried to make him doubt his own abilities and then try to build him back up to the way she wants him to see himself.
You call that room temperature?
I'll get you another one.
What she did there was establishing that she still had dominance. She knows Marvin is strong-willed, has a strong mind. So she was pretty much checking his temperature at that point. Then she tries to break him down to make him show strength.
You know you're stronger than you think, Marvin.
She needs something out of him, and she needs for him to want to prove to her that he's a big boy.
Your sister got you thinking you limp and shaky, but you're not.
She knows he thinks that Rock and herself believe they have power over him, and she's playing him, trying to make him challenge those notions.
Never thought I'm limp and shaky, Ma.
Then she uses this as the build-up, right before she starts to ask for what she needs.
I don't want my son feeling compromised in any way. He wasn't raised like that.
At this point, she starts to appeal to his feeling that he was the one that had to take care of the family, because she wants him to give her extra medicine so she can take that long sleep.
You sleepy, just try closing your eyes.
That's hilarious, but I get it. He knew what she was getting at and didn't want to accept it.
Help me, go. Save me. We're supposed to take care of each other.
He finally asked his mom, how would I go about getting this type of medicine? She said, I already got it. I bought some extra off the nurse. This was her plan all along. He never says it, but he reluctantly agrees. For me, this is the first best scene in the episode. Look at Marvin's face. The face acting alone shows you that he understands why she wants to go, but he doesn't understand why him. And even though she is the way she is, he doesn't want her to go. And he's able to convey all that with limited dialogue, facial expressions, and body language. Which brings us to, for me, the next best scene in this episode. So remember, this next scene, to me, is the next best scene in this episode. Sometimes you gotta say things a couple of times because some people wake up to argue. However, let me know in the comments what you think the best scene or scenes are in this episode. So later that night, Marvin goes over to his mother's house to finish what she asked him to do. I thought this scene was powerful, very interesting that they used the song Bodacia by Enya. I remember looking this song up back when Lauryn Hill used it for Ready or Not. But Bodacia means victorious, and it was about a queen that led a resistance, and she was defeated and wound up poisoning herself. I'm going to come back to that in a second. Now this song never had any lyrics, and it keeps playing through the whole scene. So Marvin comes in, and this is probably the nurse that supplied her with the extra medication. The way they look at each other, they both know what's about to go down. He seems to be asking himself, am I really going to do this? but he sees the extra medication and he's about to put it in the IV bag. And I believe she's faking being asleep to make it easier for Marvin. He thinks he's about to do it, but then he looks over at her and realizes he really can't. He decides to pour her some water instead. But look at Joyce. She doesn't wake up. Her eyes are already open. She looks over at Marvin and Marvin apologizes and says he can't do it.
I can't. I'm sorry.
And that's when the real Joyce comes out.
Get out of my sight.
And I believe this is where we see how Marvin was treated when he was growing up.
I can't bear to look at you.
It's like in real life when people try to manipulate you and they realize it's not working. They get overly aggressive and angry.
Marvin, sorry.
She says Marvin's sorry. You know that has the double meaning. She's mocking him for saying sorry. Also calling him sorry. You know she was saying that to him when he was a kid. You can see the pain in his eyes, almost like he's reliving it. And she kept saying it.
Marvin, sorry.
He had to sit there and eat it. But she never stopped. She kept saying it, just kept building like a crescendo until he finally left.
Marvin, sorry.
Marvin, sorry.
Which brings me back to the song Bodacia by Enya. Now this song has no lyrics, but it is about that same queen that led that resistance and was defeated, but wound up poisoning herself. So it makes me wonder, and I'm going to throw this out there. Do you think she's going to do it herself? Because I don't know if there's anybody else that's going to do it for her. Which would only make sense. I don't think they picked this song out of the air. Everything is done for a reason. We all know that. So this right here makes me believe that she's going to find a way to do it herself. So if you hear anybody else say it, tell them where you heard it first. So in the comments, let me know what you think about my take on this. Let me know what you think about the scenes themselves. I thought they were powerful scenes. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be back in the next one.
Get it. Player to player, I mean. Games that you playing, I seen. The chance that I'm taking, I mean. These things that I'm saying, I'm sorry. I don't even know what I really need. I don't even know if you feel it.